Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Live, Laugh, Left podcast. Continuing on with season 4. I believe this is episode number 14 of season 4 as we continue on. As you can tell, Garry is not here because I found out that Garry is now in New Jersey. Time of recording this. Did anybody else know about that? I don't think he talked about it. He apparently went by Pocono Speedway. Yes, Gary's busy. He'll be back. He's not dead. Well, at least as far as I know. He might have very well gotten attacked and captured and killed by the New Jersey Mafia. We'll never know. But anyway, I'm soloing it this week. Garry should be back next week. One way or another. But we got a lot to talk about from this weekend's action. Texas in the books, and actually a pretty crazy weekend at Texas, including one penalty from the race. Only a couple other pieces of silly season news. Shouldn't be too long of an episode today. And then at the end, we'll preview this weekend's action at Kansas. So, should be all good there. First, Texas. There was a big one early on in the race, both for the trucks, Xfinity, and Cup running this past weekend. I personally did not get to watch any of the truck or the Xfinity race. I watched part of the Cup race. I watched a good majority of the Cup race. Well, really only about half, but. As far as the trucks goes, there was a huge wreck early. Leland Honeycutt was taken out. Gio Rogerio was taken out. So was Brandon Jones. Lane Riggs spun twice in stage 2. The second time was not very fortunate for him as he ended up getting caught in the grass and took his, ripped the whole bumper out, ended his day. Frankie Muniz blew a tire and wrecked in this third stage, took a pretty hard hit to the outside wall. There's another big wreck on the ensuing restart. Grant Enfinger, Stuart Friesen, Chandler Smith, many others collected in the chaos. Brandon Garcia and Connor Mozak wrecked late. And then on the restarts, and I don't know why this was such a huge problem this week versus other races at Texas in the past, but there was a lot of times on restarts and just in general where drivers would hit the grass in the dog legs just because it seemed like they couldn't see it. This is what happened here as Matt Mills hit the grass and wrecked himself out of the race on the restart. And then that led us into the end of the race where after it seemed like things might change as far as a new winner in trucks, the caution flag bailed him out every time, and Corey Heim was able to hold off the field to win the race in double overtime. Not the most popular win because Corey Heim is winning or almost winning every week, and it really could have and should have been somebody else. Didn't happen that way. So, unfortunate, but it did happen. So, congrats to Corey Heim. Then the Xfinity race, Shane Ellis spun on lap 1. And then on the ensuing restarts, Lights and Leland Honeyman spun. So, a very chaotic start to the Xfinity race. It was not and that was not the only wrecks that would happen for sure. Josh Bilicki would spin. Chris Wright would spin to end stage 2. Then there was a big one on the ensuing restart to start stage 3. Collecting Josh Williams, Anthony Alfredo, took out others as well. Sheldon Creed and Jesse Love would get together and take Creed out of the race. Justin Allgaier would, after having a pretty good day up until this point, got collected in another wreck with Chris Wright again. Corey Day spun around. Sammy Smith wrecked late as well. So there was just a lot of lot of just, back and forth, big hits, and just overall general chaos. Jeremy Clemens had a hard wreck on the restarts after he was having a good day. So it opened up the door, like I said, like in the truck race. The Xfinity race had a lot of late restarts, a lot of late chaos, but it never really affected a lot of the real front runners for the race. The exception being the Justin Allgaier crash. He was doing really good up until that point. But it shouldn't be any surprise. Kyle Larson filling in for the injured Connor Zilic would pull away on the last restart and win the race in double overtime. He was, other than when Allgaier was up at the front before he wrecked, there was no real challenge for him for the lead. Nobody could really challenge him. Even when he got back in traffic due to some drivers choosing track position over tires, Larson would get up there in the matter of a couple of turns. He would just be able to muscle the turns so much better than everybody else, depending not even necessarily just the drivers that had no tires on. It would be easier for them to get through, which was pretty crazy to watch. But and then the Cup race, like I said, I got about to watch about half of it. Noah Gragson spun out early, and then of course, the fantasy curse has to strike again, because I thought, no, let's not take Larson a third time. I want to take Denny Hamlin for the first time. He ran well in the Texas race last year before wrecking late. Maybe he'll pull it out this week. Nope. His ass catch fire at the end of stage 1 after a shit pit stop. It never ends. The pain never ends. We will not win another race until the championship race. When it doesn't matter. Just like we did last year. Why do we even do this anymore? And then to start stage 2, Chase Briscoe wrecked. So it was a pretty bad day for Joe Gibbs cars in general. At least at this point. Josh Berry was having a really good run and was in the lead till he hit that weird bump in turn 3 and wrecked. And he was, obviously we saw that be a big deal in the last year's race. It would not be done striking down competitors this year either. Chris Buescher blew a tire to end stage 2, but he would continue on. And then there was a really big wreck to start stage 3, which took out a lot of heavy hitters. Bubba Wallace, Noah Gragson, Alex Bowman, and more. All got taken out. And then later on, Jesse Love wrecked. He was running the 62 car this week. He got involved. And Kyle Busch looked like he got classic announcer's jinx from Mike Joy. Probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen happen. He was running third, running really, really good in a good-looking 7-Eleven car. And Mike Joy's like, yeah, he's done so bad. He's done so bad. Maybe this is going to be his time. This is going to be his shot. He's going to go up, fight for the win. And he wrecked. He hit the bump and he wrecked. Could not help but laugh. It was so funny. And then there were more big wrecks. On the restart, Ryan Preece, Carson Hocevar, Cody Ware all taken out. And then another big wreck after that with Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch again, Cole Custer, Austin Cindric, and more taken out. And then another spin from Tyler Reddick on the restart. Just an absolute threshold of chaos from really not a lot of front names were getting collected in these accidents. These were all mid-pack, back-to-the-pack drivers. Yes, big names, but not ones that were necessarily contending for the win. Just was how crazy these restarts were for the guys in the back. But up front late, fighting for the win, was Michael McDowell. looking to get his first win with Spire. Had the car to do it, seemingly was hanging on. But oh no, we forgot the guy who loves to jump in and steal wins when everybody else wrecks and there's like 100 cautions. Yeah, that's right. Joey Logano, he pops up into the picture in the final 10 laps of the race and decides, yeah, now I'm gonna have the fastest car in the field. Not when it fucking not at the 99% of the race. No, not when there's actually competitive drivers still left in the race. No. I'm gonna do it when there's a backmarker team and a backmarker car sitting up front, just because they happen to be there thanks to everybody else pissing themselves. Now I'm gonna get up here. McDowell did all he could to block Logano. And ended up taking Logano pretty much down to the inside wall on the backstretch, but didn't take him far enough. I don't know, I don't understand. Maybe I'm just not educated on this, but if you're already going to get somebody that far down on the track, take him to the wall. Like, McDowell backs off at the last second, allowing Logano to get enough grip to be able to make the pass. Why not just run him into the wall at that point? You've already gone down that far. You've already blocked him this far. There is more room. Take the room. Fucking block his ass. Logano literally did a similar move at Homestead in 2016, and it resulted in a crash. Yes, but it's what you got to do for winning the race. Especially a guy like Mike McDowell. He doesn't have very much longer in Cup, probably. He's not in the best equipment, but he's up front. Only a few laps left to go. He's got a shot to win. Might as well take it. And he didn't take it. He just decided to back off at the last second and be the nice guy. Nice guy. It's fucking Joey Logano. You don't need to be a fucking nice guy. Basically, McDowell loses the lead. He loses second pretty quickly and then just decides to rage quit and rams his car in the outside wall and wrecks. Okay. You could have finished third. Still pretty good. Still a long ways to go in the season. You can still get in on points. But don't do that, I guess. And even with the field being bunched back up, it would not matter. Joey Logano steals another win that he did not deserve in overtime. Good. I can be done with that. Shitty win. Pretty good racing, though. I mean, for Texas standards, it's pretty good. A lot of it comes from driver incompetency, especially in the lower divisions with the getting stuck in the grass situations. And even at the Cup level, just some really crazy restarts and just drivers wrecking all over the place. And, it was really hard to get like a run and get like momentum, because there were cautions like every 5 laps, and it was just really, really difficult to get anything going. Alas, it happened, and yeah, wasn't the worst weekend, wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst weekend either. So, and there was only one penalty coming out of Texas. It went to the number 10 team in the Xfinity Series. That would be Daniel Dye's crew. They had 2 loose lug nuts after the Texas race, which results in the crew chief being fined $10,000, and he will be suspended for the next Xfinity Series race, which is Charlotte, coming up not this weekend, but next weekend. So very, very big stuff there for Daniel Dye's crew. We're still trying to find their footing in the season. So, but that was the only penalty. And as such, it's going to do it for Texas. Put this in the books. The only other I had a couple other pieces of news. There was more updates about the championship race stuff. We know that it's going to Homestead in 2026, and this is going to be a part of a championship rotation program where, kind of like what they do for the Super Bowl or stuff like that, it's going to, or like the All-Star game for baseball or any sport really, it will change venues year after year with a lot of different venues being considered. This is really going to open the door for some tracks that have never had a chance to host the championship before. Because, really it's like, well, Atlanta's hosted it before, they'll probably get it again, but maybe not because of the way the track is now. Homestead's obviously going to get it. Phoenix is going to be gone. Maybe Las Vegas. That's probably going to be a big one that they're going to want to go to. It's a very dry market as far as weather goes. It won't be super weather affected. It's going to put on some decent racing, I guess. A lot of people want the championship to be at Talladega. Sorry, that's not going to happen. But, they're going to have to have a lot of factors to consider. They're probably going to still stick with some of the, what's it called? The SMI-owned tracks, probably. Are going to still, like, they've been the fucking monopoly in NASCAR forever, and they're probably still going to be the same. But we can still find some good racing out of it. And I think the rotation system is good because... like with Phoenix, you get in such this large contract and you're stuck with it forever, and people hate it because the track sucks, and so you're stuck, and then you're fucking stuck with it. But now with this, even with like Homestead, I think people were getting fed up with Homestead, even though it was still putting on some decent racing. I think people were just, it's like, Homestead again is not the most exciting track. It's not the worst, obviously, as we could tell, but it's not the best. But I think it'll definitely be a more fitting suit for the championship. But it'll be interesting to see what other tracks they use and how they pan out with this championship stuff. So that was really cool. The only other piece of news I had is that a couple of days ago now, at the time of this going up, the new season 2 full speed thing is up, or is out. I have not watched it yet. I'm pretty busy. I'm going to give it my best to watch it before next episode so we can have that done. Can't guarantee that I will have watched it by then. I will have a try, though. I still got some games to do for gaming backlog. Still got a lot of other things in my life going on, but hopefully I'll have time to watch it. If not, the next episode, I should have it watched by the episode after that, so I can give my thoughts on it then. But it's out. If you want to go watch it, it's on Netflix. If you do watch it before I get the chance to, I want to know, or even after I watch it, I want to know, put it in the comments of this video, or or this episode, or the next episode. Let me know, what do you think, because I want to know how it is. So, that's all the news that I had. Obviously, Gary's not here, so he can't give any news of his own. Kansas is the track this weekend. Trucks and Cup. I think a lot of people are pretty excited for Kansas. It's been, almost a year now since the now new closest finish in NASCAR history between Kyle Larson and Chris Buescher. What's going to happen this year? Is going to be, similar craziness like that? Probably will be. Are we going to get into somehow an even closer finish? Is Buescher going to get redemption? Would love to see him get redemption. I mean, I guess he technically did get redemption already because he ended up finally winning at Watkins Glen. So there's that. But personally, I would love to see it happen. I just want to see a good race. I just want to see a good race. I don't I want to see a good race. I don't want to see shit Mickey Mouse boring ass fucking winner like we've seen all this past weekend. I want to see something good and finish good too. As far as who I think is going to win, truck race, I don't know. I don't even really know who fucking races in trucks anymore. I don't really even know. I'm going to pick Rajah Caruth. He was robbed from the Texas race with the bullshit cautions and, things falling really, really, really good in Corey Haim's favor. I think he's going to pull it off. I think he's going to redeem himself and get the win. Then the Cup race. No chips this week, so I get to pick anybody I want. And I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with Chris Buescher to get redemption from what happened that previous season. I'm gonna say he's gonna pull it off. He's gonna win. Maybe not that same distance, but I think he can do it. I hope he can do it. But like I said, I hope for just a good race and good winners. So it's gonna do it though for this episode. Yeah, stay tuned for next week. Again, let me know your thoughts on the Full Speed documentary. I'm very excited to watch it whenever I do finally get the chance. So, but until next time, guys, see you guys next week. Goodbye.